We often follow rules without asking where they come from. But what makes a rule fair? And who decides what's right? Let's explore this question step by step. First, what exactly is a norm? A norm is a guideline that tells us how to behave. Some norms are social, like saying thank you. Others are moral, like helping someone in need. And some are legal, written and enforced by the state. Together, they shape how we live and interact. But not every norm is just. To decide whether a rule is fair, philosophers and societies have proposed several criteria of justice. One is equality. Everyone should be treated the same under the same circumstances. Another is freedom. We should be able to choose our actions as long as we don't harm others. Then there's the common good, which aims to benefit society as a whole. And finally, respect for rights, ensuring that no person's dignity is violated, even for the sake of the majority. Where do norms come from? They don't appear out of nowhere. Society shapes them through customs. The state writes them into laws. Religions give them moral or spiritual weight. Cultures adapt them over time. And deep down, personal conscience helps each of us decide what we think is right. But how do we decide what's right in the first place? There are several paths. Sometimes we reach conclusions through debate and consensus by listening to different perspectives. Other times, authority and power impose what's right, for better or worse. Tradition and custom also play a role, preserving moral habits across generations. And in modern ethics, reasoning, reflecting on principles and consequences, helps us move beyond blind obedience. However, reality is rarely simple. Conflicts and moral dilemmas constantly test our sense of justice. What happens when a law is unjust? Think of historical cases where obeying the law meant doing harm. Many people chose civil disobedience to defend a higher moral value. Or when cultural differences make something right in one society but wrong in another, showing how moral judgments evolve over time. So, how can we move toward a just society? It starts with ethical education, learning to question and reason morally. It continues with citizen participation, making our voices count in decisions that affect everyone. It relies on human rights as a foundation of fairness that transcends cultures. And it requires constant review of our norms, because justice is not a static goal but a living process. If you'd like to explore these ideas in more depth, there's a link in the description to the blog article, where we expand on the philosophical and social roots of justice and moral decision-making.